see. Hello, hello, hello. I hope that y'all are well. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Put a one in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Put a one in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Hi. Hey, Soraya girl. Where's my water? I can't say it when I do these. Okay, here it is. I'm going to put no magnesium in my water. Hey. Let me know where y'all are watching from. Today we're talking about on this Monday. When I start listening, I'm gonna tell y'all something about me. Hey Nashville. How I know I get in serious mode is when I put red on my nails, I ain't finna play. It's like the entire month, I don't know, there's power in the color of red anyway. If you understand color psychology, then you kind of can get some more information about that. But when I put it on my nails, I mean business, and I'm about this bag, and I'm about getting it done. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a feminine mastery architect, and what I do, as you see per the pinned comment, is I support my amazing clients in turning their emotional overwhelm into self-mastery and into money. Because what a lot of women don't realize is the reason why you're unable to make the type of money that you want to make or bring forth the type of sales you want to bring forth into your business is normally because of fear and a bunch of other emotional things that we really have to kind of get under control. I tend to always tell women you really should reserve your emotional energy for things that you are responsible for and things you are responsible to, and that includes people. Unless you have a responsibility to this person, like a real responsibility. If you are a mother, you have a real responsibility to your children. If you are a caregiver, you have a real responsibility to your parent. Unless you have a real responsibility, you should not be, as a woman, giving your emotional energy out. And I don't care how people feel about it, because I'm going to tell you something. A lot of women waste a lot of energy on boyfriends when you don't have a responsibility to or a responsibility for that individual. And so we will spend a lot of our emotional energy in spaces that honestly it just doesn't deserve to be in. And you have to realize that anything you give your attention to for a long period of time, or the longer you give something your attention, what happens is that it's easier for your emotions to be manipulated. This is how women end up in scenarios with men that they never liked in the first place, and then those men end up playing them. One, because you never liked him in the first place, but the more time you gave him because you were bored and you didn't know what to do with your time. You didn't know how to make money with that time. You didn't know how to get creative in that time. You didn't know how to elevate your own life in that time. So you spent that time over there, and the more energy and attention you gave that individual, the easier it was for you to be manipulated into believing that you actually like somebody that you never liked from jump. This is why I always encourage women to stop going on dates just because you want to do something. Because you think that you're, playing, or you're actually getting something when actually you're being played. And this is why a lot of women who like to pick up projects don't realize that they are the project. And the reason why you don't realize that you are the project is because you don't realize the experiment that's being done on you is that the person is trying to see how much you're going to do for them, while the experiment that you think you're conducting on this person by fixing them back up or fixing them up as a project, you are the real experiment. That's what a lot of women don't realize. So I want y'all to stop doing that, okay? So I support women in turning that emotional overwhelm into self-mastery and into money, okay? So you have to be a master of your emotions. You have to become a master of self if you want to make the type of money you want to make, okay? So I've supported my clients in going from 5 figures to 6 figures, 6 figures to multi-6 figures, and I have built up my own 6-figure business that I love. So I'm a little bit about myself. I'm a digital nomad, and I've been a digital nomad almost for about 2 years now, which means that I live in a multitude of places. And basically, a digital nomad is a person who lives and works in a multitude of areas. They may go and do it stateside, they may do it internationally, but people are doing it all over the world, where they're basically picking up their laptops and they're able to work from anywhere in the entire world, which I think is very important right now, especially with everything that's going on. There are a lot of countries offering digital visas and all those things, and I actually have a program where I teach my clients. It's called the Digital Nomad Success System, where it sets you up, where I'm teaching you, about different things and how to be able to make money and how to be able to thrive. Because I think a lot of people think, if I have children, or can I go out there and do this by myself? Yes, I have been doing this literally for the past 2 years. What sparked me doing it was after my divorce. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. So the Most High allowed my business to expand due to my obedience. And I just decided, I want to travel the world. I want to be able to do that. And so that's what I've been doing for the last 2 years. Well, almost 2 years. So, but today we're going to answer the $1 million question that people like to ask me all the time. Like, so how do you make money? If I'm not working a 9 to 5 that's remote, how do I actually make money? By being a digital nomad, traveling the world. I want my freedom. I want to be able to be all over the place. And I'm going to tell you something, as a woman, especially if you're a woman who desires and craves freedom, the digital nomad lifestyle is absolutely beautiful. And let me just say this too, for those who are kind of wondering in that area, dating is absolutely amazing all over the country. So if you're having terrible dating experiences in where you are right now, I would probably consider the digital nomad lifestyle to be able to allow you to be in different spaces and experience different things, if you get my drift. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to get into is, before I actually get into the aspect of money, I'm going to get into the 3 things that a lot of people deal with when they first become digital nomads, or when they first decide that they want to make that decision to actually become digital nomads. There are 3 things that people tend to notice that tends to happen with them. And then also, after that, I'm going to break down literally how you can make money. All right. So again, for those who don't know me, my name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a feminine mastery architect, and I support my amazing clients by helping them turn their emotional overwhelm into mastery and into money. So the first thing that you the first thing that you have to understand when it comes down to becoming a digital nomad, number one, I told you a digital nomad is basically you being able to travel the entire world, or travel everywhere, and to be able to do your work. A lot of people do it working remote jobs, but the people who do not have remote jobs, they are the ones who are doing it by using their intelligence, packaging it up a certain kind of way, and selling it to corporations, to people, and different things like that, to be able to support their lifestyles. A lot of people don't realize that it's a lot less expensive to live in other areas, even versus this country. Like, for example, I recently was looking at possibly moving to Costa Rica, right? So I was just kind of doing some math on some things on what that actually would look like. And y'all, a really, really nice, Costa Rica has a digital nomad program and everything, but a lot of countries do it. If you want more of that information, we can talk about that another time. But specifically for Costa Rica, I had looked up having basically a place with like marble floors and all of that, a cleaner. I added up the budget as far as what I would have to need as far as food is concerned, transportation, and basically, y'all, no BS, the bills like added up to, if I wanted to live luxury, all I had to pay was $2,800 to like $3,500 a month. That's all bills. Like, that's, and really, the $3,500 is on the high end, but even with the luxury things that are like cleaners, all of this type of stuff, it's only $2,800. It is only $2,800. Yes, it is only, and you can stay over there for a minute. They have healthy food. They're really big about sustainability. They're all of these things. So it's only $2,800 to be able to be over there, living in an extremely nice place, traveling. The food is extremely fresh. It's a lot cheaper. All of these things. So it's people think it's more expensive than what it is. How about, that's in Costa Rica? How about the language barriers? Learn the language. And to be honest with you, it's just really that simple. And I think people don't realize, when you throw yourself into an element, you're not going to let yourself drown. If you, like, I don't know how y'all learn how to swim, but I was 8 years old when they threw me in the pool. I ain't saying that people need to be throwing folks in the pool, because that was really irresponsible. But when they threw me in that pool, Guess what I started doing? I swam for my life. I started doggy paddling for my life because I was not going to let myself go under. And what you have to realize about yourself, okay, is that you are not going to let yourself go under. And you have to learn how to not bet on yourself, because to bet on yourself is like 50%. It's the 50% chance that this is going to operate. You need to bank on yourself, meaning you need to put all of your time, your energy, your attention, and your money towards you being successful in this endeavor that you're choosing, because that's the biggest part of this, you committing to this process. So yes, it's going to look like you learning the language. It's going to look like you connecting with other people. It's going to look like you being uncomfortable, but you're going to have to make some real decisions, because the trade-off in a lot of instances is a lot better. So you just kind of have to look at everything holistically as a whole, if that makes sense. Okay, so the first thing, like, let's just say you're interested in becoming a digital nomad. The first thing I need you to understand is that your fears are going to come to the forefront. The minute you start thinking about, okay, possibly leaving or going to do something different, your fears are going to start coming to the forefront. You're going to start being concerned about the language. You're going to start being concerned about the safety. You're going to start being concerned about, what if I'm over there by myself? You're going to start thinking about all of these things. All of these things are perfectly normal, which is why it's very important. And I encourage for you to build community. Okay? So it's very important, and there are a lot of people, a lot of expats and digital nomads in a lot of areas that you can connect with that are willing to support you in these spaces. Okay, the safety barrier versus knowledge lagging. Absolutely, being aware of your environment, and I think a lot of people think it's a lot worse. You have a lot more issues here than you do in other spaces. Like, I know people have been saying a whole lot of stuff is happening in Jamaica. I was in Jamaica earlier this year, and I'm telling you, the people in Jamaica are communal people. The people in Jamaica don't even have a whole lot of violence going on their island. And I'm telling you from what I saw, and I was all over the island, okay? They don't mess with the tourists like that either, because they understand that this is where the money is coming from. So be very cautious about the things that you hear, that, agendas that people try to put out there, and really do the research for yourself, because a lot of things are being said to kind of deter you to sit in one spot. And you have to start asking yourself, why you keep trying to tell me this to make me sit here? Like, what is this really about, right? So it's going to bring forth your fears, number one. Number two, you doing this is probably going to defy any form of logic. Everybody in your family is going to judge you. So that's the third thing I was going to say. It's going to reveal people, and it's going to reveal things to you. People are going to put their judgment on you. People are going to think all of these things about you. People are going to say and try to discourage you to not do it, because it defies their logic of what they think is reality, because they've spent their entire life in the cubicle, sitting in one spot, sitting in one city, not maneuvering around. So for them, they're able to tell you, okay, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do X, Y, Z. You have to be able to bypass all of that and make a conscious decision that you're going to live a life that gives you the freedom that you really desire, especially if you feel trapped in the space that you are the space that you are in currently. No problem. So let's go ahead and get into how you can actually be making money during this time frame. Okay, so the way that you're going to be able to make money as a digital nomad, the first thing that you have to do is that you have to get rid of the mindset of how you were making money if you were coming from a 9-to-5, or even how you were making money if you were sitting in one space. Okay, so it's very important for you to realize that you have to start aligning your thoughts with the thoughts of high earners. And I always tell women all the time, because you're a spirit being having a human experience. So everything that you're going to get from me is going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. Okay, so if we were to look at it from a spiritual perspective, I would encourage you to go and check out the richest men and the richest women that were in scripture, and start paying attention to their habits. And then I also would start studying like greats who have lived a life of obedience from a space of spirituality, and see how they've been able to expand. A great example of that would be Dr. Miles Monroe. Dr. Miles Monroe, of course, rest him, he's gone. But if you like, his whole life was basically expansion. You know what I'm saying? He wrote a lot of books. He did a whole, he was a lot of talking. It was a lot of speeches. It was a lot of different things that were literally positioning him to be able to be paid. So you really have to align your thoughts with higher earners. You can't be thinking like the people that surround you if nobody is earning high and nobody is really doing anything to elevate to the next level. So you're going to have to do your work to study how, when it talks about in Colossians 3 and 2 to keep your mind on things that are above, you really are going to have to learn to put your thoughts on a higher plane, because that's the only way you're going to feel comfortable receiving money, because your reality has been that you have to work for a paycheck. Your reality has been you have to do all of this and all of that to be able to get money. Your reality has been, you have to show your qualifications. This is not that. So you have to work through all that mindset, and you also have to get comfortable with not trying to do everything. I think we have adopted this mindset to work ourselves into oblivion, and we take that mindset into our businesses, and we can't really enjoy our lives because of that. And so you have to do the mindset work that's necessary to align your thoughts with people who are earning on the level in which you wanting to learn. Like, what are their habits? What are the, what are the things that they're participating in? What does that actually look like? Before I became a six-figure business owner and built this business from the ground up, I wrote down, if I had, and I wrote this down literally, if I had $100,000 in my bank account right now, what would I be doing with my day from start to finish? And when I tell you, when I wrote that down and I started doing it, that was the quickest path for me to be able to hit six figures really fast. And this is my second business. My first business didn't hit six figures because I was too busy trying to work hard and exhausting myself and doing all of the things that really was not pushing me forward. It was pushing me more so into the ground, because I was very sick. It was making me sick, all of that hard work, because I was working against my feminine design, and your feminine design is not designed for the hustle. So because of that mind frame, I pushed myself into illness. And so when I came into this business, I had to align higher. I had to do something different. I had to literally write down what my day was going to consist of. And I literally picked up those habits and did that until I saw the money in my account. Until I did the math, I was like, whoa, I've already hit six. And the crazy part about it was, I'm going to tell you, I did it. And then, thank you so much, love. All praises to the Most High. I did it, right? And I didn't even know I had hit six figures. I got to like maybe 110. And because I had started really doing the math, and I was like, oh, I've hit it. But I was already a six-figure earner in my mind. I was already that girl in my mind. I was already like there. So when it came, I was like, oh, I wasn't like, oh my God, I did it, God, This was like, oh, it's here. It came literally like that. And all I had to do was write the vision down and make it plain and literally show that faith without works is dead. And obedience, and this revealed that my obedience is way better than what I've been doing, which had been sacrificing beforehand. So coming to that, everything is going to start with your mindset. Everything is going to start with your thoughts. It tells you in scripture, so a man thinking in his heart, so is he. So if you don't believe that you are worthy of being able to make that type of money, or people are going to pay you that type of money, or you could be getting off the plane and you getting $1,000 payments that are coming through. If you lack that type of belief, then no, you're not going to have, or you're not going to thrive as a digital nomad. Your mindset is everything. Your mindset is first. Before the money even comes. And that's what you got to understand. People don't realize that. See, society tricked us because, and this is probably going to hurt some feelings and pissing people off. I don't really care because y'all know I'm a truth teller. But the education system all the way up into college, and don't get it confused, I am a bachelor's level, master's level, and I've done some doctoral work. But I quit my doctoral program because I was in my ego when I was trying to get it. So you're not talking to somebody who doesn't know. But the education system specifically is designed, and I'm not even going to miss no words on this. It's designed to disconnect you from your spiritual core, because what you are taught a lot of times, especially in the collegiate system, you are taught that if there is no research behind it, that automatically it's not real. If there's no data behind it, automatically it's not real. you have been challenged in such a way to disconnect you from your intuition because you try to use logic to make everything make sense. And that's why you sit in the same space that you're sitting in, because you're too busy trying to figure out how this makes sense. God don't fit in your mind, in your box. The Most High is not entertaining you trying to see how all of this is going to work. We really have to learn how to mind our business and be obedient. See, that's where the trust comes in. That's where the faith comes in. That's where the belief comes in. And a lot of us don't have that, which is why you struggle in your relationship with the one that created you. Okay? If you can't get your thoughts above, you're not going to make money as a digital nomad. If you're worried about how you're going to make money, you're not going to make money. If you are out here stressing and hustling and doing all this other stuff, you're not going to make money. You are only going to make money as a digital nomad by being in alignment and doing what it is that you really need to be doing. Okay? So the first aspect of that is getting your mind right, which is what I tell my clients all the time. When you wake up in the morning, there's an activity that they know to do to empty their minds out so that they can command their mornings, command their days. And has really shifted these women's lives in such a short period of time. Okay? Because it works. So you really have to align your thoughts. That's the first thing that you have to do. The second thing that you have to do is make a decision to do is all those ideas that you have. Because I'm going to tell you something. It tells you in scripture that in Proverbs 8 and 12 that you have creative and witty inventions in your very being, which means that you have gifts. And it also tells you in Proverbs that these gifts are going to make room for you. Your gifts are going to make room for you. But if you don't activate, if you don't spend the time to trust that the digital downloads that you're getting from the Most High about these ideas are not just coincidences or not just on a whim, then you're going to watch somebody else walk away and make a hell of a lot of income doing the very invention that you refused to step into and actually activate. See, a lot of y'all sit back with, y'all have ideas. You ever had an idea and you didn't act on it, and the next thing you see is somebody else doing the exact idea that you had in your mind? You missed the mark. Because I'm going to tell you something. What you have to realize is this. Okay? The Most High's will is always going to be done. So if you make a decision not to pick up the torch and execute on that idea that you've been given, then guess what? Somebody else going to pick it up. Somebody else going to pick it up and they going to run with it because you were so scared to take the first step. You going to watch them run. And you ain't going to be able to miss the show. It's because you allowed yourself to go through that sacrifice simply because you wouldn't obey. Now you hate your life, you hate what's going on around you, but all because you just didn't obey out of fear, out of what people were going to say, all this other stuff that really does not even matter. So the second thing that has to happen is you have to be willing to turn those ideas into income generating assets. You can't be afraid to do that. Scared money never makes money. Scared money don't make no money. Okay? And the reason why you're not making money is because you're so afraid that, is anybody going to pay me $10,000 for this? Well, you're never going to know if you don't send out the proposal to the company. I used to just solely work on Instagram, right? When, like in 2020, a lot of my content and stuff was like on Instagram. I was fighting TikTok. I probably should have came over here earlier, but I was just kind of fighting TikTok. So I was on Instagram. So when I spent my time on Instagram, I literally was pushing the whole turning your ideas into income, making sure that you can get this done, making sure that you're following through on the assignments that you're being given, because you don't want to watch somebody walk away with what you had in your mind that you know that you really should be doing. Okay? So you have to start acting on these ideas that you have, because they can generate massive amounts of income. I was just doing Instagram at the time, and then a person that ended up coming to work for me as a client, she ended up being a social worker at a school, and so then I ended up doing trainings and different things like that for charter schools. So where they were contracting me and paying me 4 and 5 figures for these contracts to be able to come in 2 and maybe 3 times. But if I was afraid of putting myself out there, I would have missed out on that money. But guess what you don't realize? Professional development money gets spent every year. See, a lot of y'all companies are writing their budgets and stuff right now in fourth quarter for next year. And you could be getting in on some of those trainings, okay, that they have available. But no, you too scared, or you don't know how to articulate your value, okay, enough to be able to be paid what it is that for the skill set that you actually have. So timely, fear has me in suspense, but we use the knowledge I've acquired from past jobs to execute. Absolutely. And I actually have something that will support you. I'm actually releasing a pre-sales for a course called Write, I'm saying it wrong. Speak, Write, Teach. A crash course in creating value to gets you paid. And now I'm teaching you the entire process on how to basically use one of those skill sets, whether it's your speech, whether it's your writing, whether it is your teaching ability, to be able to get paid on a higher level. Because a lot of women have been coming to me lately saying, how do I identify my value? How do I know how to do this? I'm going through all of that for y'all. And the course is about, it's valued. It's not the price point, but it's valued at about, what I'm teaching is a $1,250 skill set. I'm teaching you $1,000 skill set basically, and the price point, starting price point, is $150, but the price point is jumping to $297 once the first 15 people buy the course. Because the valuable information in that course is going to make you money. Because what you're going to learn is what value consists of, what these companies are looking for, what your customers are looking for, so you can actually sell. Because a lot of y'all have products, but y'all can't sell it because you can't articulate the value. But that is not only going to teach you to articulate the value, it's going to tell you how value is created. It's also going to tell you how to position yourself to get paid by these corporations, by these companies, and all these different things. But I'm going to go into that a little bit later. But the second thing, if you want to make money, you're going to have to turn those ideas into income generating assets. All the excuses and all those things, they have to go out the window, because you got to choose what's more important, being scared or being broke later. Y'all need to know that a lot of people who live in certain countries specifically, like this, they don't care about you. So if you don't make some decisions about how you want to live, you're going to succumb to their systems because you won't have enough money. You don't have a choice. You don't want to be in a position where you get an earthly master. Trust me. You don't want to be in a position, especially where we're going, where you got to pick up an earthly master. Because these earthly masters are going to get worse and worse and worse, because they know that you need them. Because your mindset is, you need this job. You need this to be able to pay your bills. That's because you're not in touch with the creative and witty inventions in your very being that it talks about in Proverbs 8 and 12. And because you're not in touch, your gifts cannot make room for you. So your gifts, if they're not making room for you, it's simply because the number one thing is you're not tapped into your God-given self, which is Luke 17:21. The kingdom of heaven is within you. You have all the answers you need. You just don't know how to access them. And that's an issue. You can't access it because of all the outside noise. Okay? So this supports you in closing and drowning out all the outside noise, so you can execute and articulate the value that you provide, so people will buy in. People buy things that are valuable. So if they're not buying, they don't know it's valuable, you're not articulating the value properly, and you're not clear on it, you're not positioning yourself. And so I'm going to help you do all of that in that particular course, Speak, Write, Teach. Okay? So that's the second thing that you need to do. So here's the third thing that needs to happen. You're going to have to establish authority, and all of this is one. You're going to have to establish authority. You're going to have to demand respect. You're going to have to get paid for it. When I say demand respect, demanding respect is coming from a place of you demand respect with your professionalism. You demand respect with your pricing. You demand respect with your positioning. And so a lot of people reason why people don't respect your business, you can click the link in the bio to get the pre-sale. It's actually dropping on 11/5, but I will tell you this too. I wasn't even going to give you this to the end. But people who buy the ticket today for $150, you also get a free ticket to tomorrow's masterclass, which is the masterclass that's teaching you how to deconstruct and get yourself together spiritually. So if you are struggling in the area of value, you probably are struggling and understanding your full identity in that aspect. So you get a 2-for-1. So the course, like I said, is $150. If you get it today, you get that course when it drops on the 5th. And then you also get a ticket to tomorrow's masterclass, which is going to be extremely powerful. And I'll talk a little bit more about that towards the end. But going back to demanding respect. You demand respect through your pricing, your positioning, and your professionalism. And a lot of people mess up with that. A lot of people have businesses, but a lot of people are not professional. They are not positioned well, which is why they're not paid properly, okay? And so I want to put you in position so you're paid properly, all right? The next thing is getting paid for your expertise. You need to really know what was that the listing called? What was that? Which listing talking about my course? Remind me, boo. But to get paid for your expertise, you have to not be afraid. The course is called Speak, Write, Teach. It comes out on 11/5. Pre-sale tickets. Pre-sale is going on right now. It's for $150. You get that. If you get it today, you get that course, and then you also get a ticket to tomorrow's masterclass, which is extremely powerful, and I'll go more into that. You can get these with Klarna Farm and Afterpay. Like I said, after the first 15 sales, this course is going up to $297 because you're getting $1,250 worth of value. I'm teaching you a skill set that literally can make you thousands. So not understanding your value, not knowing how to position yourself, not knowing how to make money, I don't want to hear the excuses. There is a course that literally, if you speak, if you teach, if you write, you can make money. Because I'm telling you, that's literally what I'm doing. And I'm going to tell you and put you in position how you can not only do it in this space. No, baby, you ain't got no reason to be sorry. You Gucci, you good. You have no excuse. I want everybody that's like, I'd like to be honest with you. If I'm being honest with y'all, that's my last attempt as far as helping y'all make money directly, because I've been doing that for so long. So you're gonna have to go in that space and get that, because it's very, very easy for you to do. You just have to do the work and do the outline, and you'll see testimonials on there when you click on it of my clients who literally have had things, you know, where people have bought into their products and their services and different things after they've created them. Okay, so you want to get paid for your expertise, and you want to attract clients who pay top dollar. Y'all got to stop talking to people who don't have no money. I'm sorry. I'm not. Y'all got to stop talking to people who don't like want to make money, like who don't have money. Like, it's no reason for you to talk to them. And the reason why I'm telling you this is that you're going to get exhausted. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to be all over the place trying to tell people or convince people to buy. You only want to, that's why it's so important for you to know your value. When you know the value of what you're selling, then you don't have to convince people to buy. Just like I'm sitting here telling y'all understand the value in speaking, writing, and teaching. It's money in that. Let me tell y'all something. The creator economy, well, I'm not even going to get into that. The education system, you're going to watch it crumble. Remember I told you this on, what's today's date? Remember I told you this October, hold tight. Let me look at my iPad. Man, why you take so long? October 28th. Remember I told you this. You're going to see a drastic change in how we've done school. You're going to see a lot more people starting to homeschool. You're going to start seeing a lot of schools and colleges close down, because the way that people are doing education now is very quick. It's very shift. People are looking for an immediate solution. They're paying for skill sets. And I'm telling you that there are a lot of schools and different universities that are going to close down, because the value of a college degree is going to go down unless you are doing something directly in STEM. This is the era that we are going in. Unless you are going to a trade school, because I'm gonna tell you something, trade school gonna come up. Y'all mamas who got sons, stop trying to send them to 4-year institutions unless they're going somewhere where it's immediately going to be engineers and all that, and they're tapped into AI. Otherwise, you better send them to trade school, because that's where the money is going to be, whether you realize it or not. These electricians, my father is an electrician by trade, babe. Always made bank. The electricians, the plumbers, the carpenters, and all these things, they finna make bank. So if you have boys, you need to start talking to them about skill sets. Because I'm going to tell you something. I need y'all to start thinking about things that you can do in the event that you can't do your 9 to 5, because it's really on that type of time. Have y'all not paid attention to what happened in Cuba, how they had a grid blowout? Do you have, hey my love, do you have skill sets if something happens that can support you? What are the things that you can do? Like someone asked me, well, if you work online, so what if the grids went down and all the lights went out? Baby, guess what? Let's get into it. What can I do? Let's start with the fact that I can homeschool, because I took a homeschool course in 2021 and I did it on purpose, and I don't even have any biological children, okay? But I have reared children and raised children all my life, and I've also worked full-fledged in the education system as a social worker. So I ain't new to it, I'm true to it. I know how to make soap. I know how to make candles. I know how to sew. I know how to make nutritionally dense meals. What skill sets do you have to where you're able to barter if something was to really go down and was to happen? What do you have? And people who have trades are gonna be winning. So if you can't knock in or lock in with any of these corporations and using your gifts by speaking, teaching, writing, and all of these things, thank you, my love, for these gifts, and you don't have a bartering skill, you're going to be dependent on their system. And as much as y'all love getting those checks when during the pandemic era, and y'all are all upset, are all loving and all of that, let me tell y'all something. This new thing that's going to be coming, universal based income. You don't want that. You think you want it. You think you want it till they start paying attention to your purchases, and they don't like what you buying, and they turn their card off. Why y'all think that? See, I don't know if some of y'all are young enough to remember, but see, it wasn't always a time where you entered your phone number. They just started tracking purchases maybe like 10, 15 years ago, because for a long time, there was no such thing. You put your phone, they tricked everybody. Put your phone number in so you can get a discount. Baby, they've been tracking what y'all buying. Y'all not paying attention to that. So you think when you get that universal base income and you decide to swipe it on something and they see that you got something, that they cut it off, or you do something and they cut it off? I would not want to be. I wouldn't want nobody cutting my money like that. I wouldn't want nobody in charge of my money like that. I wouldn't want to be dependent upon that. That's just me though. That's just me. I don't like people giving me money and then telling me what I could do with the money they're supposed to be for me, baby. This is not that. So the way you combat that is that you create your own reality by using your gifts and your skill set. The only way to break out of this physical matrix on this earth is for you to go spiritual. Period. You have to go into your spiritual mind, recognize your identity and who you are, understand your gifts, understand you have the kingdom of heaven within you, activate their power, activate those gifts, move like your faith is just insane, and watch everything manifest. Okay? Because that's literally what happens. Y'all got to stop talking to people who don't have no money. Y'all are trying to talk to people. I just want to help people because I just want to help my community. Money helps the community, baby. Money helps the community, baby, and you have none. So if you have none, go get some from the folks who got it, because you got a fire skill set that they don't have, and they will pay you thousands upon thousands of dollars for it. And then you come back and you give that money to the hood. Then you come back and you help people. You're not in a position to help anybody. You can't even help yourself, baby. Don't piss me off this morning. You can't even help yourself. Your business is looking for a blood transfusion. The blood is the money. Like, money is basically the blood of your business. And you looking for a transfusion, talking about you want to help somebody. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Stop talking to people who don't have the funds. They don't have it. And honestly, you're going to get frustrated with them. And it's not it's no point in getting frustrated with the fact that they don't have it. Stop talking to them. Talk to the people who actually value what it is that you're offering. Because they're going to pay with no problem. I got a friend. Let me just tell y'all. See, y'all think it ain't no money. Let me tell you, I got a friend. My friend called me. She's a brand strategist. She does style, you know what I'm saying? Everything like curating outfits, all of these things, lookbooks and all of that, right? And I think she was charging like $1,500 for like one, and she was doing stuff that she had some other women that were interested, but they couldn't quite do the $1,500 or the $2,500. So I was like, hey, what if you did this idea where you brought all of these women together and you were able to do everything in one setting, and you put a $750 price point on it. So it's $750 for this tier, it's $1,500 for this tier, and it's $2,500 for this tier, right? And she said, "Oh, girl, I like that." Baby, when we got off the phone, guess what happened? Guess what happened? Literally less than 24 hours, she had 3 people. 3 people tapped in and was like, "Yeah, I want in on that $750." And y'all talking about it now. And these women are paying $750 just to be able to get dressed, to know what they need to wear, to get their outfits together. And y'all out here talking about ain't no money? It's a man on... See, this would be making me mad. Hey, love. Because y'all really be playing about this money. There's a man on TikTok that I saw the other day. You know what he does? You know what he's been doing for the last 2 years? He has been he didn't learn. He said he was in special ed. He didn't know how to read, right? So he's been coming on TikTok for 2 years, literally learning and teaching himself how to read and reading online. I went in that live just to see what was going on. Baby, it was hundreds of people in that live. And I'm in my mind like, baby, if he monetized this audience and created something to be able to support people through the steps of reading, he would make so much money just off the percentage of the people that was in that live. And he is reading. He is reading. He's like, maybe you can read with me. It's a journey. Baby, it was hundreds of people on that live. Y'all know how many people can't read? And y'all out here talking about some ain't no money, and y'all can read well. And you talking about you don't have a skill set. Attract clients who pay top dollar. Because y'all play too much. People who want to read, they going to pay dude. Because they don't want to feel embarrassed about the fact that they cannot read. They don't want somebody making them feel small. They want somebody that can relate to them. Y'all are sleeping on these bags, and it's crazy to me. How to make money as a digital nomad? Ma'am, what? Use your expertise. Use your expertise, okay? And come out of that. So how you're going to make money as a digital nomad is number one. Yes, come on, Soraya. Baby, I don't want to tell y'all the truth about the public school system and the origins and how it started and why it started. And how they basically created that pipeline for your children to just be obedient slaves. But I ain't even gonna get into that. I'm gonna let you do your own work. I'm gonna let you cook. I'm gonna let you go look for yourself. I challenge you to go. I challenge people to go and check out the public school system and what that really was about and the origin and the foundings of it. I think you should. Because because let me tell you something, and this is, again, bachelor's degree, master's degree, and some doctoral work. Y'all idolize these degrees so tough. Y'all think y'all so much better and so elite because you have these degrees. And a lot of y'all can take those degrees because they're not worth anything more than the paper that is printed on, and really wipe your behind with it because you can't do anything with it because they won't even pay you. But they let you get all this debt and saying that this piece of paper is so valuable. Y'all realize they did the same thing with money, because money is nothing but 75% cotton, 25% linen. So they tricked you with 2 pieces of paper telling you that this is where your value is. This is how you show you're valuable, because you have your education, because you have this money, you're valuable. We now approve you. We now applaud you. We now qualify you. We now call you up into our experience because now you're worthy to be here. Why y'all let these people trick y'all when God said that you're beautifully and wonderfully made? Why y'all let these people trick y'all into performing for them for positions when the Most High told you that I call you, then I qualify you? These people won't even call you unless they think you qualify, but it's according to their qualifications, which is why when you submit to that system, spiritually, you believe your only way out is through these degrees and through you actually having this so-called said money, this said paper, these pieces of paper, because that's what they are. Pieces of paper. Pieces of paper. Come on, somebody. Hoodwinked and bamboozled. Hoodwinked and bamboozled out of alignment into a position to where you become prey. You become a project that gets experimented on. And we all know what happens in the projects. There are a lot of experiments that we like to do there, or they like to do there. make sure that you're not a project of your nation. And the way that you are not a project of your nation, of the nation that you live in, is by understanding who you are spiritually and operating according to that. So if you want to be able to make money, you're going to have to break through those fears. You're going to defy lots of logic, because a lot of people going to think you crazy as hell. Because they thought I was crazy too when I decided I was going to do all that. I'm going to tell you, listen, when I was like, oh, I'm going to go and I'm going to start doing this and doing this, everybody was like, you okay? Until I start showing them how this works. Even when it came down to my mother, she sending me jobs, doing all these things before, baby. And then when I start sending her the statements from Stripe every month, this is what I'm making. These are the 5 figures that I'm making every month. She said, oh, baby, she ain't send me now other job. Now she be on the phone. I was about to say my my government. She over there doing this and she doing that and she doing this and she doing that. Girl, my mom was on my head at first. Okay, I grew up with a military mother. Mother is disciplined, strict, baby. She did not play with me growing up, so she was looking at me crazy, like, "Are you okay? Thinking that you're gonna do this?" But once she saw my fruit, she had to sit back. And you are spending time trying to convince people that, oh, this is what I want to do. To hell with all of that. Let them see your fruit. And even when some people see your fruit, they still gonna hate, and that's okay. It's totally fine. It's not a big deal. You still gonna be all right, and you gonna live your life. Okay? So the fears are gonna come when you first decide you want to, start doing this digital nomad life. You're gonna defy all types of logic, even your own logic, because you're like, how I'm gonna do this? How this gonna work? Okay? And then the third thing is that it's gonna be revealed. A lot of people gonna fall off. A lot of things are gonna be revealed to you that's probably gonna be hurtful, but it's real. Okay? So the next thing, so let's get into the money aspect of it, right? Yay! Akivi, I'm so happy. Oh my God. Y'all, I'm so happy. I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Y'all, when I tell y'all, when the Most High gave me this, I was asking, I said, when I create stuff too, let me tell y'all something. When I create things, I ask the Most High, what's the vision? It's not about me. What is in me that I can give, that is not only going to, because I don't want to just inspire y'all, that's going to inspire y'all to take real life action and change your life, because you can. And Akivia, you got too much wisdom, and I know this firsthand. You have so much wisdom and so much experience. You can be paid well. You understand what I'm telling you? For what it is that you do. And I'm saying this to you, I'm calling you out, I'm saying this to you, baby, because if Keith Lee can go around here and start, and I adore him, if he can start by simply just having that mind frame, I just want to support people and help people. I know I've met you, so I know how your heart is. Baby, when you get out of your own way, when I tell you everything that you have been wanting, everything that you have been desiring, everything that you see, that you know the space that you need to be in is going to come into fruition. It's all about you articulating the value you provide, because you provide too much value. And I'm going to say this too. Your city ain't going to appreciate you until you get on that global scale. So leave them behind. They're going to come back and be looking for you later. They're going to learn to appreciate your presence when you here. Okay? So that one was just for you. Okay? So all praises to the Most High. So first thing you want to do is how to make money as a digital nomad. Again, you want to align your thoughts with higher earners, right? So when it talks about, yes, come on, Akivia. I love it. You're going to have to let me know. So of course, the first thing is you want to align your thoughts with higher level and high earners. If the people around you are not high earners, you need to be in a space of studying. And I recommend spiritually studying the high earners in scripture. Like, I would study Solomon. Shoot, I would study Esther, because she had access. She knew how to use her energy to be like, you got to start studying the people who really had it. You don't want to just study the people who had money. When I say high earners, notice I didn't say you need to study the rich people. You need to study high earners, because most high earners have high level thinking. And in order for them to earn high, they had to come into a space of mentally already becoming a high earner. So before you touch the money, you got to see yourself as that individual. And if you've ever done an emotional mastery session with me, you know we do a visualization to bring you back to that. And that's one of the most powerful things that we do in that session. So the first thing you need to do is align your thoughts. The second thing is that you need to turn your ideas into income generating assets, because that's going to be very, very, very important. All those ideas that come to you that you see you think about something, next thing you know, you sat on it and you see somebody else doing it, you was being disobedient. That's why you're mad. Don't get frustrated. Don't get mad. Get in position. That person was ready to run. They ready to pick up the torch and run. The next time you get a torch in your hand or a baton in your hand, you need to run. It don't matter what's in front of you, the fact that you don't know what's in front of you. It don't matter that what's behind you. What matters is you need to run because you were instructed to run, and you let the Most High figure out the rest. I'm telling you what I know. You let God do the rest, but you run. There was one time God told me text 2 people at 6 in the morning with a message, and I said, they gonna think I'm crazy. I told him, I'm real with God. I don't know what y'all kind of conversation y'all be having with God, but the Most High. But I be so real with the Most High because he know me anyway, so ain't no point in me lying. I was like, they gonna think I'm crazy. You really want me to do that? I'm one of them. Child, I'm really like the redhead stepchild. Listen. So I was like, you really want me to do that? They're gonna think I'm crazy. So then I just kind of sat for a minute. I was like, yeah, you want me to do it because ain't nothing else gonna go right if I don't do it. So I went ahead and sent those text messages. One of them messaged me back and was like, girl, I needed this. Thank you. The other person didn't message me back for like 6 hours. And I said, I told you these folks are going to think I was crazy. So 6 hours later, the person texts me back and says, oh my God, the reason why I'm just not texting you back because I just finished crying. Because what you said to me is exactly what I asked the Most High about. I was literally just finished asking, and you sent that message. And she was like, thank you so much for being obedient. And I'm just thinking in my mind, had I not been obedient, who else would have picked up that torch and ran with it? And so that taught me, even if I'm scared, because I was scared as hell trying to be a digital nomad. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, I cried. I was like, I was myself, and I was like, okay, I'm scared. I don't know if I can really do this. I went through all of those things, but I really put my faith and trust in the one that created me, and everything has been everything, y'all. I have lived in Jamaica, Canada, you know what I'm saying? All over the United States. A lot of my digital nomad assignments are statewide because I have elderly parents and I want to be quick and immediately getting to them. So any international stays that I do, they're not super, super long because I want to be able to get back to my parents. So you can do it however you want to do it. If you want to do statewide, you can do statewide. If you want to do state and international, you can do state and international. It just literally depends on what you want to do. Okay. So the third thing is this: you're going to establish authority, demand respect with your professionalism, your positioning. I can't even think, but in your pricing, that's how you're going to demand respect. When people see something that's too cheap, they doubt the quality of it. It's just like clothes. Like if we're looking at, let's just looking at it for the girls that shop at Shein, Boohoo, and Fashion Nova. When you think about Fashion Nova, you think about certain things, right? We're always thinking, okay, is the price is cheap, but is the quality, is the material gonna be cheap? Is it gonna look cheap? Is it gonna feel cheap? See, these are questions that we actually have, right? If we have these questions when it comes down to our clothing, right, then people have that idea when it comes down to your pricing. So if you have something that says, girl, I'm giving you $10,000 worth of information and all you gotta do is pay $1. Y'all believe that? How does that even feel? What I'm saying, I'm sorry, speak. How does it even feel? How does it feel if somebody say, oh, it's $10,000 worth of information and all you gotta do is pay $1? It's giving scam. It's not okay. Which is why people don't respect it. They don't value it. They don't invest in it. That's why the cheapest, right, I would definitely side eye. The cheapest thing, people are like, right, right. So you demand respect in that way. And then get paid for your expertise. Stop shrinking. Some of y'all done made these companies millions of dollars. Don't piss me off today. Y'all done made these companies millions of dollars. Let me tell you, and you know who I'm really going to talk to? I'm going to take it down to the bottom of the map, because y'all working in these call centers, making all these sales for these corporations, I want you to really start adding up your sales, how much money you've made these companies. Because if you can, and I'm going to tell you something, if you are a call center worker and you get on the phone and you can sell, then you can do business. I'm telling you, if you, and I used to work at MCI, babe, I done told my age, I'm 40 anyway, but I used to work at MCI. MCI used to be a phone company for those who don't know. And so I worked at MCI and I worked in sales, and I forgot that I worked at MCI and I worked at sales. You know how many people hang up in your face when you call their phone with the foolish? Y'all be hanging up in folks' face. So y'all know what time it is. So, you know, I was working in a call center, and that supported me in understanding sales and really dealing with objections. People tell you no, people hang up in your face, people cuss you out, baby. You know how to move on. You get tough skin, okay, when you're working in those type of environments. So y'all are making all this money for these corporations, and you're scared to lean, you know, on yourself. You're scared to tap into your own gifts. Woo, the customers I brought in just by my own network, baby. If you brought them in on your own and that company is not paying you your value, because 9 times out of 10 they not, okay, then you need to be working on what's next for you. Because you're going to be, and I'm going to tell you why I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this in love, because you're going to be mad. You're going to be mad if you stay there for years and they don't appreciate you. It's like a bad relationship. See, a lot of people don't understand being in a 9-to-5 that's not supporting you, that doesn't really want to see you thrive, is like being in a bad, toxic relationship. Okay? It's draining your time. It's draining your energy. It's draining your attention. And you're not even getting the money that you could be making because you're barely surviving, right? You're barely like, you know what I'm saying? So they know what it is that they're doing. So if you are operating in this space, then come on out, baby. Come on out. Because they're making a killing off you. And how a lot of people get shocked is, thank you, my love, for these gifts. You will be making this company a whole lot of money, and how dare you go ask them for more money? And then when you threaten them to say, I'm going to leave, they just let you leave. Now, I'm going to tell you something about if you want to know whether or not a corporation really values you, if you tell them that you're leaving and they don't go in the back and get more money, because there's always more money. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. There's always more money in the back. Always more money in the back. If they don't go get more money to keep you, they don't value, they were using you. They don't really value your contribution, and they believe that you're replaceable, which is why they would release you. The same way a person in a relationship would. See, people release you in relationships a lot of times when they feel like you can be replaced, because they don't see you as valuable. This is what happens to women a lot of times too. They stay in relationships for long periods of time that are draining their time, their energy, their attention, and their money, because they're giving that up. Then you have the nerve to want to be like, somebody owes you something, when it was you that made a conscious decision to give your time, your energy, attention, and money to scenarios that are toxic. And people want to be mad about that, but that's just the reality. These people don't care about you. They're not going to care about you. These corporations are chasing cash flow and capital. They're not interested in supporting you and making you better and making sure that they want you to be in position. They need you to be their worker bee. And if you're not willing to be their worker bee, they're not really interested. So if you're tired of kind of being tied down to that space and you really want something else, then I strongly suggest that you get the pre-sale offer for this course. Like I said, it's going to be for the first 15 women. It's $150. And if you get the ticket today, you will also get a ticket to tomorrow's masterclass, which is the Deconstruct and Refill Your Cup masterclass. For those who are completely burned out and exhausted, I'm going to support you in coming out of that, because your burnout is actually coming from a space of spiritual burnout, but you don't really know how to cure that. You don't really know how to get in the work of that. Let me see. I'm about to pull up so I can tell y'all some more information about. Why my iPad in grace? Please don't get on my nerves. Okay, there we go. So if you click the link in my bio, I don't have it up here. Yes, I do. Okay, yeah. So when you click the link in my bio, you immediately see the Speak Right Teach crash course. And this is what it looks like. Y'all excuse my broken thing. But it's called Speak Right Teach. Let me move this over. Oh, sorry. Okay, so it's called Speak Right Teach. Get paid for your genius. It's a crash course in um, on creating value that actually gets you paid. A lot of people don't understand the value that they have, so they don't know how to necessarily be paid for it. So what this is going to look like is, I'm gonna tell you who this course is for. It's for high achieving women. It's for driven experts. It's for visionary content creators. It's for unapologetic, ambitious entrepreneurs, and it's for people who basically want to get out of that 9 to 5 because they tired and they're exhausted, right? So this is what you're going to get in this course. The first thing that you're going to get is you're going to get the mindset breakthroughs that I was talking about when it comes down to setting your mind higher and above. So I'm going to teach you actually what that looks like. The second thing you're going to get is my personal formula on the art of irresistible value creation. Let me tell y'all something. Creating value is a 5-part formula. That's all you need. That's all you need is the 5-part formula. Now I'm going to tell you, you ain't gonna get the details of this formula, but I'm gonna tell you what this formula basically looks like, okay? So the formula basically consists of alignment, authenticity, education, unique solution. And I'm going to break that down so that everyone in that course can understand the value they provide and charge properly the way that they should, okay? So they're gonna learn the mindset breakthroughs for high earners. They're going to learn the art of irresistible value creation. They're going to learn how to get paid for their presence. Y'all got to start charging people, baby. Y'all let people get y'all time, energy, and attention for free, and I can't have it. A man can't even get my time, energy, and attention for free. And I ain't even talking money. When a man asks me for my phone number, you know the first thing that I'm going to say? Okay, that sounds very tempting. So please let me know what value you normally add to those that you connect with. See how I did that in a real feminine way? Batting my eyelashes, but being very firm about what I'm saying. Because what value do you have to offer over here, baby? Because something, clearly, you saw something over here that appeared to be extremely valuable to you. So you made your way over here to me. So since you made your way over here to me, and you asked me for my phone number, what I need to know is, what is this value going to be looking like? And if he says, well, why do you ask that? What do you mean? I simply say, well, I am a person that enjoys mutual valuable connections. So if we can't provide value to one another, then I don't see the point of us connecting. So again, what value do you normally add to those that you connect with? And if he can't give me an answer, baby, after I give him all these eyes and all of this, then he gonna get out my face. Y'all need to learn how to tell people to get out your face. Okay? Okay, Akivia, right. I ain't come out saying drop it in my hand, but I'm trying to see what's the value. Cause what are we doing? Are you going to put me in a better position? Do you have some connections that I can meet with? Like, what is your not your net worth, but tell me about your network. Tell me about the people that are around you. Tell me about the men that you surround yourself with. Because the men I surround myself with either put me in position to make more money or invest. Because they see the value. So what we doing? How I know a man really cares about me is if he's willing to invest in my future. Not in the right now. Because you could not be here for the future. See, I'm very much so on earth the kid time. If a man wants to buy me a present, baby, buy me land. Diamonds are cool, but buy me land. Because I know you want to see me well if you give me land. I had a man ask me, what you going to do with the land? Live on it or leverage it, baby. Live on it or leverage it. That's what's letting me know you care. Okay? So the next thing that you're going to learn after the art of irresistible value creation, you're going to learn how to be paid for your presence. It's called the positioning playbook, where I'm going to teach you the formula basically. And I'll tell you this too. The formula as far as how to get paid, which is basically prepare, propose, pipe down, and persistence, which I'm going to break all of that down and what that looks like into practical steps so that you position yourself to get paid by companies, by corporations, and all of these things. It is very, very important and extremely vital that you get this crash course on creating value that gets you paid. Because if you don't understand the value you provide, if you don't understand the value that is within you, this is how these corporations, men, and people will suck your value dry and suck your energy dry because you don't know who you are, you don't know whose you are, and you don't understand what you have within you. Okay? So this course is for women who literally are ready to do their work to articulate the value. Okay? To really get paid what it is that they need to be getting paid for. Because these folks got money. These folks got money. I just told y'all, my friend, these folks got money. I'm telling you, deals are being closed every day. Don't let these folks tell you people are not articulating their value, and that's why they're not getting any. It's just that simple, okay? So that is what you can do overall to how you can make money as a digital nomad. Like I said, you can click the link in the bio to be able to get access to speak, write, and teach. The course itself is going to drop on 11/5. You're going to get access, your login, everything. I'm super, super excited about it because I already know and I'm ready for the testimonials because I already know women finna make money. And let me say this too. Though I work with women, this course is for anybody. Men can buy this course. They can get access to it. I know it says high achieving women, but I'm not going to be talking feminine anything here. I'm going to be strictly talking about the money. I'm strictly talking about the value. I'm strictly talking about positioning yourself to get paid. So if you are a man, you are a brother who needs that, go ahead and go and get you some. Because at this point in time, people need to understand their value so that they can start articulating it so you can stop being victims. And so you don't become a victim. You don't want to become a victim of this society. Okay? You want to be a victor. All right? What questions do you guys have for me? Drop those questions in the comments. Congratulations to those who've already purchased their tickets. For those who, like I said, who purchased tickets today, you're going to get the ticket also to the deconstruct and refill your cup masterclass. Let me give you a little information about that and why that is so vital and so important for you to come to that class. Because what's going to happen is you're going to go through several different things. Like I told you, the link is in the bio, my love. As soon as you click the link in the bio, at the top is going to say speak, write, teach, so you can get access to that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the class that's happening on tomorrow. Okay, so the class that's happening on tomorrow is, most people are extremely burnt out, but they don't really know why they're burnt out. Women think they're burnt out because they taking care of their children, they're working these jobs, they're working a business, they're doing this, they're doing that. That's what they believe. But the truth is, you're not burnt out because of that. You're burnt out because the belief is you have to do all of those things. And you're not self-prioritizing. You're not prioritizing self, and you're not preserving self. And I have a video on my YouTube channel where I go specifically into self-preservation and why that's so important and all those things for women. But because you don't understand that about yourself, you have this perception that you should be a good girl, a good Christian girl, a good church girl, and allow yourself to be dishonored, disrespected by people in the name of Christianity, which is not the truth. That's a lie. God, in scripture, there's nowhere in scripture that says that you need to be allowing yourself to be mistreated or to exhaust yourself like a dog or to be everybody's everything. It does not say that. It actually teaches you how to have boundaries. But because of traditionalism, because of people twisting up scripture in the way that they want to twist it, women have this perception of being do-girls, and that's why they get done in. Good church girls never finish first. They always finish last because they're running by tradition. So what has to happen is you have to deconstruct your perception of how you see God. You see God from a way of obligation, of fear. That's not a relationship. That's not how a relationship can be built. You don't build a relationship based on fear. It's the exact same thing of a relationship. That's not how a relationship can be built. You don't build a relationship based on fear. It's the exact same thing of a relationship. That's not how a relationship can be built. You don't build a relationship based on fear. It's the exact same thing of Little Miss Anxious Attachment Style. I used to be Anxious Attachment Style. It's the exact into relationships with avoidance because you're finding yourself always feeling anxious. More people have such an anxious based relationship with the one that created them, and that's crazy because all the one that created you wants to do is guide you in this life so you can live the life you really deserve and you desire. because it literally tells you, will give you the desires of your heart. So you got to replace that fear base with surrender, truth, and trust. Okay. The next thing that has to happen is once you deconstruct your perception of how you see the one that created you. The second thing that happens is we dissect your spiritual framework. Your spiritual frame, if you're not, let me tell you something. Abundance is your birthright. So if you find yourself in a space of lack, you're disconnected from your birthright. And if you're disconnected from your birthright, you are up for attack because you're not in alignment. It's kind of one of those things like you're not in line, so you're an easier target because you're seen, because you're not in alignment. It tells you in John 10:10 that the enemies come to steal, kill, and destroy, but the Messiahs come to give you life and give you life abundantly. Abundance by definition means plentifulness. You should not be experiencing lack. If you're experiencing lack, there's a lack here. And if there's a lack here, because there's no spiritual grounding. Okay? So that's what happens. If you're experiencing lack, there's a lack here. And if there's a lack here, because there's no spiritual grounding. Okay? So that's what happens. So we have subconscious patterns that are keeping you spiritually small. Because for a lot of us to have the Most High's godlike nature, godlike character, and to have dominion, it's crazy to me how people say that they're believers, but you have no power. How is it that you have no power? How is it that we will open our mouths and say that we should be, Yeshua was our example, Jesus, we follow Jesus. Yeshua is our example, and we should model our life after Yeshua, when Yeshua was touching people and healing people, baby. Yeshua was making stuff happen. Y'all do understand that we have the ability to have that type of power as well? But if you're not in alignment, then your spiritual gifts are not heightened. I have several spiritual gifts, and mine are extremely heightened. And I don't know, let me ask this for the spiritually inclined and those with spiritual gifts lately. Have y'all gifts been lately super heightened? Because for me, my ability of claircognizance, which is I just have a knowing, and my clairsentience, meaning that I just have a feeling that something is coming, then I know it. Like, that has been happening to me. So much so to where when I can feel when something is about to happen, I'm like, oh, my sister, I'm about to call her. Or she's about to call me, and my sister will call me. I was literally, and I'm going to tell y'all, I was walking with someone one time, and we were just walking, like, working out. And something in me said, there's a snake somewhere. There's a snake somewhere. And I just started praying, I was like, God, please protect me from any hurt, harm, or danger, because I feel like there's a snake near. And when I tell y'all, baby, I'm telling y'all, these gifts are heightening. So it's really important for you to be rooted. So when I tell you, I walked around that corner, and I was coming up, and there was a woman with a dog, and she was like, y'all be careful, be careful. And I was like, well, what is it? And she was like, I was just over here, and I fell down because I saw a snake. Because I saw a snake, and I don't want y'all to get hurt. I want y'all to be careful, but it was over here. I'm telling you, the Most High will not leave you not knowing what your next move needs to be, or will not warn you about what's going on. Okay? But you got to be rooted so you can hear. You got to dissect your current framework that's blocking your channel from getting the downloads that you're supposed to be getting. Okay? So once we dissect that framework, we're going to decide after that what no longer serves your spirit. You're going to get rid of that tradition and actually start getting tapped in. Because a lot of us grew up knowing text. A lot of us can quote at least one scripture. But do you have power? Because power comes from being tapped in. Luke 17:21, the kingdom of heaven is within you. So do you have access to the power? Because if you don't, you're not tapped in. You just know text. You're not truly connected. And that needs to be corrected because you're not rooted in your beliefs. And out of your beliefs comes security and insecurity, which is why when stuff start happening and going crazy on the news, you're not panicking. Why? Because you're rooted in what you believe and what you know to be true. The things that are happening in this world should not be a surprise to you spiritually. You are allowing this human experience to take over to the point to where you are losing faith. And you're losing so much faith that you are disconnected from the one that created you. And that's the worst position for you to be in. So you have to decide what no longer serves your spirit, what to let go of, okay? And then the fourth thing that we're going to do is that we're going to support you in designing a new approach to your relationship so that you are being poured into. So when you are serving Miss Burnout, exhausted from everything, you are serving from the overflow of your cup, because your cup is stay full. Not it is full, it stays full. Okay? So what we're working through is sustainability. And the key thing is this, what you got to understand is this, right? So if you bought if you bought a course, right? Bought the course, you get a ticket to the masterclass tomorrow where we're dissecting all of this, okay? What you have to understand about this whole process, deconstructing your perception, dissecting your spiritual framework, deciding what no longer serves your spirit, designing a new approach that supports you. This is going to help you in all of your relationships. All of them, especially your romantic relationships. Okay? And the reason why it's going to help you in your romantic relationships, specifically marriage, because when you've been with someone for a very long time, right? So you tend to kind of become roommates or get on autopilot in your marriage. And sometimes you have to deconstruct your perception of what you thought your marriage was around year 8. Then you have to dissect the framework that y'all had for your marriage during the first 7 years. Then you have to decide what no longer works for your relationship. Then you have to design a new approach that pours into both of y'all so that everyone feels like they're being cared for and their needs are being met. So what I am teaching you in this masterclass tomorrow, that you still can get your ticket to as well. If you get the course today, you automatically get a ticket to that tomorrow. But what I'm teaching you is that when you are solid in your deepest relationship, which is with the one that created you, all your other relationships become a breeze because you know how to deal with it. You know, maybe we need to deconstruct. Maybe we need to dissect to see what happened. Maybe we need to make some decisions, and maybe we need to develop something different, or maybe it requires a dismissal. Either way it go, this is going to support you in your deepest relationship and the rest of your relationships in your life, okay? So that's the class that's happening tomorrow. Y'all know all about the course that I'm dropping on 11/5. Y'all, I'm so happy. I'm so excited when the Most High gave me that. So yeah. So what questions do y'all have? Because I'm going to take questions for a little bit before I get ready to go. Congratulations to those who have already gotten their tickets. I'm going to make sure, like I said, I'm about to send out links and different things for tomorrow night. So if you have purchased a ticket to the class for tomorrow, your links and everything are going to be going out this evening. But what questions do you guys have? And for those who have purchased the course, it's going to be available on 8/5. Not 8/5. What am I saying? 8/5, girl, because it's not August. Okay. I'm tripping. Big tripping. 11/5. What's the class called again? I'd love to get a ticket. Which one, baby? Oh, it's at 6. Tomorrow is at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Which class, boo? Girl, didn't this year fly by? Kendra, I'm going to send you an email. You an email, Aaron an email, and Arshia email. Because I need to ask something of y'all. I actually have something special for y'all. Kendra is one of my former clients as well, but I got something special for y'all. So I'm going to be shooting y'all an email this week. So I'm really excited about it. So hopefully you'll be interested. For tomorrow, the Deconstruct and Refill Your Cup Masterclass. That's what it's called for tomorrow. I'm actually off work on 11/5. It's great. Okay, so Sade, all you have to do is, the class for 11/5 is, it's not on 11/5. It's going to be released on that day. You'll actually get access. So that course is the, can I talk? Speak, Write, Teach, a crash course in creating value that gets you paid. So that's that particular course. And if you buy that course today, Sade, you will get a ticket automatically to class tomorrow. It's okay. It's okay. Any other questions, y'all? Y'all, I'm so excited. I'm so happy. Y'all, I am just really excited about what the Most High is doing and going to do for the rest of this quarter. What if you purchase the ticket for class tomorrow? If you, then you would have to send me the difference. And you would have to send me the difference today of that class. So what you would do is shoot me an email, and I will have my assistant send you a link for the remaining balance of that. And then I'll let you get access to that as well. But you'd have to do it today. Because if it's tomorrow, I ain't gonna be available. So yeah. Any questions? Okay, perfect. Any questions? Yes, I'm excited. I'm really excited about the class and the course. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they're both connected, and that's why I'm really glad the Most High said combine it today and allow them to be able to get the access. Because honestly, you're gonna need the spiritual rooting, because the spiritual rooting is gonna further amplify you able to get the access. Because honestly, you're gonna need the spiritual rooting, because the spiritual rooting is gonna further amplify you able to get the access. Because honestly, you're gonna need the spiritual rooting, because the spiritual rooting is gonna further amplify you understanding your. I'm really, really excited about it. So I'm glad the Most High told me to do that and to combine that. I'm super, super, super excited. What questions do you guys have? Any questions before I let y'all go? Y'all coming on in with this course, baby. I'm excited. This course is going to be everything. And y'all better come back to me about this money y'all made too. That's the real. I'm excited. Y'all better come tell me about what y'all got going on. Okay. I'm not seeing any questions, so should you have any questions, email me. If my system will be able to. We're ready for the next level. That's why. Period. Because guess what? And I'm telling you, people are either going to come up or they're gonna stay down. Let me just salute the women who are making a decision to come up, because it's so easy to stay down. The November class is called Speak, Write, Teach, a crash course in creating value that gets you paid. So all you have to do is click the link in my bio. It's the very first one at the top. If you get it today for $150, what will happen is you'll get access to that course on the 5th, and you will automatically get granted a ticket to tomorrow's class, which is going to give you a double whammy. So for the ones who really buy today, I really need to know what y'all got going, because y'all getting that 2-for-1. Y'all getting the spirit and y'all getting the value, and those two things, like understanding your identity and then realizing the skill set that you didn't have and developed since you've been on this earth on top of your gifts, ma'am, money making should be like not an issue at all. Okay, so this is literally the formula. I'm ecstatic about it. Make sure you guys click the link in the bio to be able to get access to it. I'm going to get off here because I ain't had nobody's breakfast, so I need some fruit or something. I am going to post this on YouTube. I'm actually going to try to put it on there now and try to see if it will run this evening, possibly. So if you have a friend who you know may need this and they need to get in on this deal tonight, when I drop this evening, I'm gonna tell you, bye my love. I'm probably gonna drop this live at 6:45 or drop this video at 6:45 on YouTube. So go ahead and get your friends and go on and tell them to come over there so they can get in, so they can make sure that they're in on class tomorrow. And I don't know, I might go live tomorrow and still offer it again. I'm gonna ask the Most High, but we'll see. But right now it's just today. So if y'all have any questions, anything, just reach out to me. I love y'all to pieces, and I am praying that this not only edified you, but it inspired you to truly take some real action. Because guess what? The only limits you have are the ones you place on yourself, and society tries to place on you. The link is in my bio to get access to my YouTube. And I just want y'all to get rid of that. Come up so you don't got to stay down, because I promise they trying to keep you down. The war really is spiritual, and they playing with the mind, because they understand how powerful the mind is. But if you can get control of the mind, if you can get control of those thoughts, then I promise you can change your whole life. It's mind over matter, okay? Thank y'all so much. I hope that y'all have an amazing, amazing day. Love y'all to pieces. Peace, y'all.